Alright guys, this is what a real 2003 6.0 turbo diesel looks like. It's got the hood up. Just fucking around. Alright, so I got the Bank 6 gun on here. The 6 gun tuner, you take one of these wires here, the B from the PCM, hooks up into the 6 gun tuner that I have down up in there. You also run the map sensor wire over to the map sensor. And then down below you have the EGT probe coming up and wires into the Bank 6 gun there. This video is going to be a comparison on the Bank's 6 gun with IQ on the same vehicle, and after I run the numbers I'm going to go ahead and install the SCT TSX tuner and do a side-by-side comparison on the same vehicle. So this here is the Bank's IQ unit. Turn the key on. I'll give you a thorough little walkthrough here. So if you get out of this function by hitting the IQ button, you'll notice you have a power setting, an economy setting, performance setting. Under the power setting, you're going to see a fully customizable features as far as what you want to monitor in your vehicle. Holding your finger down will allow you to change what it is you're looking at. You can go up, down, change from elevation, engine load, wide variety of parameters. You can also adjust the way they set up and where you want them located. So I won't get out of here. So I typically monitor my EGTs over here, oil temperature over here, and I forget what I had over there. Let's go back and change it. Sure, why not? For now anyways. Okay, so I got my engine temperature, that's my coolant temperature, that's my oil temperature. If you wanna shift your power levels while you're driving, you can do that. As you're driving, you'll go ahead and hit, from level 2 to level 3 to level 4, level 5, up to 6. And then there's also another function past that. That's the speedloader function. Also, a cool feature on this is what you can do is, hold on, let's get a better angle here. Sorry. So under the monkey wrench here, if you hit that, it gives you the options of gauge color, gauge style. Some of the gauge styles are kind of a cool feature. You can go from the one that I have here where it's easy to see, and you have this style here you can see as well, and you get it in black as well. I just happen to prefer this particular setup there. For gauge placement, you can adjust where it's located, English, metric for all you Europeans, screen, backlit, whatnot. Speedloader function, if you're going to speedloader, it would prompt you to have this. You have to click agree, it makes something, whatever. Basically it's saying that the 6 gun is going to wreck your truck pretty much. Was one of the reasons why I'm going to go to the SCT instead. So I decline that. Battery management, version info, system info. This is a cool feature, max values. Max values will show the max values that your truck has hit at any one particular point. So the highest I had was 29 psi, 13.67. Highest engine temp was 204, 205 on the oil. Vehicle speed 94, 174, etc. You can reset this easily. Hit the reset button. It says yes. That's taken care of. So we get out of here. You can update your tuner. You have the volume you can adjust for the clicking noise, and you calibrate screen based on your sensitivity of touch. So we go back to the IQ, get out of here. There's an economy feature that works when the truck is on. I'm actually going to start the truck. Okay, so now we're up and running. For the economy feature, it needs to be on. And this shows up here. It shows your average fuel miles per gallon, instant miles per gallon, which is kind of useless because it tells you one particular moment. 21 gallons of fuel so far, my range, and this isn't exactly as accurate as the one that you have on your vehicle if you've got the Lariat. It's pretty close, but not exactly. It just changes over time. For example, you can be, it will say a range 275. You can drive miles and it'll still say range 275, or it will increase based on how you drive. You go into the monkey wrench for this function. You can adjust parameters like your tank capacity, your trip A. If you're going someplace and you start it, it can tell you from point A to point B, how many gallons you used, what it costs to go ahead and do that. Your fuel cost, you can enter in when you fuel up how much gas cost you, and it keeps a record of that as well. So we get out of here. Oh, sorry. I'll go to IQ. Performance, something everybody wants to know about. So you have on this unit the IQ, you've got the little Christmas tree. Your test time, seconds, you can adjust those parameters too. On the right, it's kind of hard to see, but you have a 0 to 60 miles per hour, a 1/8 mile, a 1/4 mile, and a recall saved at the very bottom. So if you wanted to start a test, say the 1/4 mile, you'd hit, you know, that. Start test, and it counts down. And then you would go ahead and floor it. Now, it won't start recording until you actually, you know, get forward motion here and you step on the gas and go. Then it will click. So you can wait until the optimal time to go. It tells you your test, your time it took you, in whatever. And then after you're done, what it'll do is it'll spit out, what we'll do is we'll go recall save. We'll review it. This is what it'll produce. It'll produce, basically, it'll compare your exhaust gas temperatures in the upper right, your boost, your miles per hour, and your RPMs, and you can adjust it by going to the right, and you have a little vertical line that carries along the x-axis and shows you your peaks, and as you hit a certain particular point, your values will change. So we're going to get out of here by pressing X, and then from there, another feature that this has is it's got a compass. The compass is built in. The compass takes a while to load, and what else takes a while to load? Some other ones take a little while. There you go. So there's your compass. Spits out your readings. It's pretty basic. Not too much you can really play around with this. So this one, it is what it is. So we get out of there. The GPS data. This just shows your satellite positioning, you know, somewhat like whatever. Diagnostics, everybody's going to want to know about this. You have two choices, vehicle diagnostics and tuner diagnostics. Because Banks has its own module that connects to the PCM, you have to go ahead and run diagnostics if something's wrong. So that you would hit this, it would tell you key cycle pass diagnostic. If something was wrong, it would flag. But for a vehicle diagnostic, hit vehicle, check for codes, and I have a couple codes here that need to be fixed. One's just a loose wire, I know about it already, and I've been doing this for a while, making videos. Okay, so you clear the codes by clear, you hit yes, it resets it, run your drive cycle. If you don't run your drive cycle and you hit check codes again, you'll get P100 or P1000. That just means your drive cycle has not been completed yet. So we just hit clear again. There's a whole drive cycle you can download on how to do this. Okay, from the diagnostics you have productivity. Productivity is a desktop where you can go into the desktop function and you can it's like a little Windows set application where you can update this, and there's other things you can do with it. It's kind of boring though. Excel viewer, why I don't know. Image viewer, same thing. PDF viewer, pointless. Calculator, I don't, you know, it's a joke. WordPad, same thing. Some people might have an actual use for that. For a tuner on a truck, there's really no need for it. PowerPoint viewer, Word viewer, system info will give you, if you wanted to check the what version you have, and know if it's up to date. If you need to update, you can do that. Update bridge will update some more parameters too. So we get out of here. Last thing's entertainment, which pretty much sucks. I mean, you can play a movie, which I've tried once, and it's really small, the screen, it's hard to watch, and the speakers in the back is not very good. You can barely hear anything. So they got photo album, e-reader, same crap, no point. So getting out of here and going back to power, you can see that everything adjusts. So I'm at 138 temp, 1 oil, okay. And if you wanted to easily change, you could. You can kind of hear a little shift in the RPMs, a little change in the engine. And you can go all the way up to 6. If you wanted to go again, it'll prompt you. It should prompt you for something. Anyways. So when you go up to level 6 like that, or basically if you read the Banks manual, it tells you that your transmission needs to relearn how to handle a new power increase. That's important because if you're going from 1 going to 6 and you just floor it and keep your foot buried into it, your injectors are going to cut out. You're going to feel a throttle response that's different because your transmission is going to be slipping and shifting harder. You're supposed to go, like it says something to the effect of start from scratch at level 1, go to level 2, and then go from 0 to 60 flooring it, and then back off. Repeat that 3 times, then go from 0 to 60, and then keep that for like 15 seconds, then go ahead and slow down to 30 miles an hour, and then floor it and go back up to 60. And then that's just for level 2. So then you go to level 3 and repeat that process. Then 4 and repeat it, then 5 and repeat it, and then 6 and repeat it, and then your transmission will be more responsive that way. Also, I found that you can go from 4 to 6 fairly easily as long as you're not flooring it. Like say if I were to go from here and start driving to the freeway, I would be fine on level 6 as long as I would just accelerate to 60 on the way there, back off a little bit, slow it to 60 again. It's just you have to keep your foot off of the gas pedal for a little while, and you'll know because you can feel the way the vehicle responds. You'll know when your transmission starts to shift better and grab better, because when you floor it, say we're getting on a freeway, if you floor the vehicle and you had a huge jump between 3 and 6, you'll accelerate. When it goes to shift into gear, the vehicle will slow down, and then it will kind of cut out a bit, and then it will pick up once it's in gear, and then re-accelerate. But after a few of those times, you won't have that issue anymore. Once the transmission has learned how to deal with the new power setting, you'll be okay. The SCT actually flashes it. You don't have the ability to adjust, while you're going. You have to go ahead and turn the key off, turn the key on, engine off, go ahead and load the new software, reflash the PCM, and then you'll be in good standing once that's taken care of. That pretty much sums up this setup. I have some more videos that I'm going to attach either in series, or maybe I'll try and crop it in if I can get it done, and where I've already done the comparisons, or I've already done the quarter-mile test with the banks on stock and as well as level 6. And then once I get this taken out of the vehicle, I'll go ahead and put the SCT TSX in there, and I'm going to load a couple of I'll go through their basic tunes, and I'm also going to go through their custom tunes where it actually tunes the transmission, which will be something important as well. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'll give you the full walkthrough feature on the TSX, and that way this video will help people be more informed about what to buy, because like I said, I only bought the, well, I never said it, but I only bought the banks because when I was looking online, what I found online for the banks was, banks versus Edge, banks versus Bully Dog. I never once saw a video that said banks versus SCT. From what I'm finding out, SCT is like the shiznit, so that's what I'm going with. I'll have to go ahead and put it there in a little while. I'll take this out and I'll put this biatch on eBay. So if anybody wants to go ahead and buy a frickin' 6-gun Banks IQ. And it's not that it's a bad unit, it's just for my particular year of the 6.0, I want to delete the EGR. And with the SCT tuner, I can disable the EGR system. With the Banks, I can't do that. On other trucks, you can do it, and the problem is you don't have the problems that I do. You won't need the SCT. So for your application to be fine, for my 6.0, I need to go ahead and have the SCT tuner. Or I can stack tunes from Eric at Innovative Diesel. I talked to him about it as well. He told me he can run a tune, which he tunes the transmission, and he makes a tune available just for deleting the EGR function, that I could still use the Banks itself. So it is possible, but I just want to go ahead and go straight with the with one unit. So I'm going to go with the TSX. I'll review it. I'll see how it works out. I'm not too sure how great the actual tracking of the parameters will be because it's Bluetooth. The Banks is actually directly wired into the OBD2, and it's the red clip down there. So I'll see if it works. I mean, this is pretty. If you watch that, I mean, if you're flooring it, you can see the values go up and down. And some people want to see the other one, so just a second here. I know people like this style more. I mean, it looks kind of cool, but when you're actually driving, it's a little hard to see certain things. So there you go. So here we got the trans temp, boost temp, and we have the exhaust gas temp as well. So that's what that looks like. Kind of cool setup, cool feature. Another thing too is when you're driving at night and it's dark, you hit the upper little asterisk there, and it'll change to a light green color. You can change the color to match whatever your instrumentation is going to be. Some people have the white lights, some people have green, red, whatever. You can adjust those colors on here to match so everything looks uniform. So you're not being blinded at night. And you hit that off too. There you go. I'm actually going to set mine back to, whoops, to how I actually like it. So that's a back screen light. You can adjust brightness and stuff like that. Little few parameters you can do. Alright, but that sums that up, and look forward to the next video where it should be on some actually comparisons on what the truck is capable of doing with the Bank 6 gun.